Well, what we have here, of course, is Mars. This is a time lapse that I took. It's a total of 144 minutes. I was doing 3-minute captures. I did this on January the 29th of 2025. I was using my Orion 180mm f/15 Maksutov. It's got 2700 millimeter focal length, and I was using my ZWO ASI178mc planetary camera. Its pixel size is only 2.4 microns, and that ends up giving me a image scale of 0.18 arc seconds per pixel. So I didn't need to use a Barlow. As a matter of fact, I've tried a Barlow with that, and it makes it too dark and everything. It ends up being worse, but it works quite well without a Barlow. Let's see, my exposure time was 3 milliseconds for each frame. My gain was 308. I had my region of interest cropped down to 250 by 250 pixels. See, I think the planet itself is almost 100 pixels across. I think it was 98 I saw in software. So let's see, I was using my Celestron AVX mount. I was using an older Orion 50mm guide scope and a Meade guide camera that I'd found on Orion when they still existed. It's only like $49. I found that like a year ago at Christmas. They had a special, and the thing actually works fairly good. Let's see, I'll find something else here I was going to show you. See, here's a little screenshot of when I was capturing, so you can see that the stacking really made a difference, and that particular little frame right there might have had a little extra atmospheric disturbance or something. I've got my histogram up there, shows, you can see the red's way up a lot higher. It's up near 200, so I kind of balanced that out. And I used the auto run function on the ZWO's ASI capture suite, which I like pretty well. It's pretty simple. And I just had it set to capture over and over. It says 150 times. I didn't end up getting that many. I just basically left it with that many. It would kind of be unlimited. Had a few gaps in there between the captures because it kind of crashed a couple times, so I had to restart it, and then I repositioned the planet a time or two. But the guiding really helped, and it does. The planet was drifting around in there quite a bit. It zoomed in that close, it starts to show any issues with the atmosphere, its disturbance, and it moves around a little over a period of time since the polar alignment wasn't absolutely perfect. I used pip to create my little video there. So I processed it all with the ZWO software, and then I loaded all the JPEGs that I had over a period of time. And let's see, then I've got my settings here. I'll see what all some of this I didn't have to change. There's a lot of settings in pip. I don't think I messed with anything on the input. In processing, I went over here on the right side up top to frame stabilization mode. I set that on object, and the idea here is I wanted to make it center it, because since the planet was jumping around, it allowed me to do I enabled object detection, and I've got, go halfway down there, I've got center object in each frame, so that's why my video is not jumping all over the place. And then on cropping, it's not really cropped. I set it at 1280 by 720, just so that I'd have a reasonably black background on the video. Let's see, on quality, I didn't mess with quality estimation. I didn't want to lose any of them at that point, and I didn't want to reorder them. I wanted them to run in the normal forward order. And over on animations there, it says I selected play all frames in order. Oh, and I've got down here at the bottom on the left, repeat frames in a sequence. I've got it repeating like 15 times so that I could let it play over and over while I was making this video. And over on the right here, I've selected my output settings. I've got my frames per second all the way down to 4. And the reason I did that was just so that the rotation would take an amount of time, I guess, that I felt looked good. Because when I started, it was set on 60, and it'd do that rotation in like a second or something, and it was kind of hard to watch and enjoy it. So I slowed that way down. Then on output, I set it for an AVI to make video. And, well, yeah, in this case. And you can also, of course, output whatever you want as far as these types here. And then you get to your do processing, and I just click start. And it does it quite quick. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and click it. You can see how it goes there. Because this does it pretty fast, so it won't take very long. And then it makes it in another folder. And now it's got it showing vertical here. When I play it, though, it matches up with my monitor. And I was looking around, and I still had my ASI video stack software up, so I can show you a little bit about that. I can't get the entire thing in there because it's larger than what my record window is. But I did them as a batch. I loaded up all of my videos. In this case, they were SER videos. When I captured it on a RAW and selected the video button instead of capturing as individual frames. And then I just cranked up my sharpen all the way, and same with saturation and noise. And then contrast, I brought that up about halfway, and I thought it turned out reasonably good. And also, you notice in this image, the polar cap is pointing down at the right. I rotated that 90 degrees counterclockwise, so it'd get to where I thought it looked a little more normal. So for rotating it here back in PIP, down here at the bottom left, you've got this flip and rotate. I selected from the drop-down menu to rotate 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So anyway, all in all, I think it worked out pretty good. It, of course, I'd like it to be even bigger, but it's not Jupiter. And I was pretty happy to get as much detail as I got. I was surprised how nice it looked in a telescope, even with before I switched over to the camera in my flip mirror setup. I had a 27mm Angel Eyes eyepiece, a super wide angle, kind of a budget one. And I think that was maybe 108 power, something like that, which is kind of low power for yeah, it'd be 100 power is what it is. I think the 25mm, my old one, was 108, so this would have been 100 power with that one. And I could see details pretty nice at 100 power, which is kind of surprising. Anyway, hopefully this gives you an idea of what you can do to make yourself a nice little time-lapse video of Mars or Jupiter or what have you.